dream. Silver dollar sinking down, and dizzy lightness in between. I found you just like an open window inside a new shade of green. I could live under this open window. There's nowhere else I'd rather be. Baby, your color burns through me. Colors burn through me. Wild roses, half lit in the field, speaking more than I could ever say.
Now what do we have here? We have the Say No More
Say No More, black
see.
lager.
Black Lager.
Uh,
And then I have the Pastel, which is an apple cider, a hard cider. Whoa, that's tart. Very dry. Dry and tart. It's interesting.
this is almost like a cocoa. Tastes like,
Oh, it smells so chocolatey.
it tastes like cigar shop smells.
That's true. They should call that the snuff box.
The humidor.
The humidor. Yeah.
Baby, your color burns through me. Wide awake in a spell, a note left in the margins of a dream.
Brian, look, cheese. Hello. Look, hi. Wow, good job, you Good guys, first one to find is here something.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. What name are you guys on here? What's the last name?
Gosh, there he is. Headless horseman.
Where's the horse? And the pumpkin.
He's taking a break. And the witch's feet down there. Wicked witch's feet under Dorothy's house. Hi, good morning everyone. So we went to the Great Jack-o'-lantern Blaze last night, and that was fabulous. We hopped a train from Beacon, where we'd spent the afternoon, and took that down to Croton-Harmon. The town we were in was Croton-on-Hudson, but the train station stop is Croton-Harmon, so there must be another town close by called Harmon. And we went and found a pizza place for dinner, and we had soup and pizza, and that was good. And then we walked back to the Van Cortlandt Manor, which is the site of the Jack-o'-lantern Blaze event, and it was so cool. Thousands and thousands of carved jack-o'-lanterns. Many of them were real pumpkins, but I think most of them are like fake pumpkins, just because, the real pumpkins would rot too quickly. They put this event on starting in September and going through early November, so they need the pumpkins to be durable. But it was phenomenal, and I got a lot of footage that I will be sharing in this vlog. And then our timing was so excellent. We got to the train station like 4 minutes before the next train back north to Beacon. It was going all the way to Poughkeepsie, but since we'd parked in Beacon, we had to stop there. And we hopped off and then just drove up Route 9 to get back to Rhinebeck. And we got home around 11 o'clock, so not too late, not too bad. And this morning we've had another slow morning. We actually had our leftover pizza for breakfast, and I ran into Rhinebeck just to get a coffee. And now we are actually going to head back into Rhinebeck to visit the artist shop. Paul is an artist, and it's always fun for him to visit art supply stores, and I like them too, even though I'm not an artist. Or I'm a casual amateur artist as opposed to a professional like him. And then after that, we are going to head down Route 9 to Hyde Park to visit the CIA, and I'm going to give him a quick tour during the daytime. We're going to also have lunch at the Apple Pie Bakery Cafe, which is going to be a real highlight for me. I worked there. Every baking and pastry student has to work there for 6 weeks prior to graduating. So they've renovated it since I was there, so it doesn't look the same, but I'm sure it'll be like the floor plan is the same and everything, and I think the food is going to be more or less the same. Certainly the same level of quality. So we're probably going to have lunch plus dessert and some kind of pastry. I don't know whether we'll have like a plated dessert or we'll just get pastries to go. I don't know what we'll do, but it's going to be yummy. And then we'll probably walk around the campus a little bit and definitely visit the bookstore so that I can look for my ravioli, my pasta cutter. And I'm not sure what we'll do after that. This is our last day, and we don't really have any plans. It's kind of a day to just do whatever we didn't get to earlier during the week. So, yeah, that's what we're going to do for the next few hours, and I'll take you along with me, of course. In front of the hat maker's shop in Rhinebeck, and there's a window kitty. kitty. So here we are at the CIA. This is the main building, Roth Hall, where classes are held. And we're standing on what's called Anton Plaza. Nice fountain and pergola. They love gazebos on this campus. And it looks right out over the Hudson River. I don't actually know if you can see it over the buildings, but let's see. I know from my dorm, I had a great view of the Hudson River years ago. But they put a new building over here that I don't think was there when I was here. But anyway, the river is right out past this building. Nice little garden here. Yeah, you can kind of see the river. And this building down here was my dorm 15 years ago, Angel Hall. And my room was actually on the other side of the building, and I had, like I said, a great view of the river. And it was, I have to say, a beautiful place to go to school. Found it. Alright, and for lunch I am having the short rib grilled cheese. Looks delicious. And then Paul is having gumbo and also a beer. He's having the Harvest Lager, brewed presumably by students in the brewing program. So that's our lunch, plus the little mummy. So this is their Halloween special in Apple Pie Bakery Cafe, and it's called Mumford the Mummy, and it is a double-stacked cream puff with brown butter ganache, salted honey caramel, and it's wrapped in bourbon marshmallow. So that's our dessert, at least the dessert that we're starting with after lunch. Isn't it so cute? So here's the interior of the mummy. Very good. Brown butter ganache is amazing. So we've walked down to the back of what used to be my dorm to take a look at the view of the river. So this was more or less what I saw from my room. There's train tracks down there. The train was noisy, but otherwise, I loved living right on the Hudson. We've left the CIA now, and we are back in Rhinebeck, sitting in the courtyard behind Bread Alone and a bunch of other businesses. It's a real cute little courtyard. We found a table in the sun to have our coffee, and I'm gonna eat half of this morning bun and then have the other half tomorrow morning. before we have to go to the train station to get our train home. And Paul got an apple cake. Can you open your apple cake box? And here is Paul's apple honey crumb cake. Looks very delicious. And we have wind chimes serenading us. And we're sitting right in front of the very rich people realty office, where we can admire the estates that go for, you know, up to $20 million. Well, when our ship comes in, maybe. All right, so we are going to try and do happy hour here at the Beekman Arms, the oldest inn in America, as the sign says. And we're gonna hit that colonial tap room and see if we can get a drink here before dinner.
Thank God he did. There's no way you would have done that.
So we are headed now from the Beekman Arms to Foster's Coach House Tavern. So we're going from really one historic tavern to another. This one has been open since the 19th century. I think the Beekman Arms Tavern is older than that, like 18th century. But anyway, yeah, one historic tavern to another. We had a lovely drink at the bar at the Beekman Arms. And now we're gonna have dinner at Foster's Coach House. So here is my French onion soup. Yum. And then here is my lasagna, draped in bechamel sauce, obviously. And then over here we have Paul's London broil with green beans and baked potato. So good stick to your ribs tavern food for our last night in Rhinebeck. Hi everyone, so Paul and I are back home in DC now, and I just want to close out this vlog by giving you our overall thoughts on our trip to the Hudson Valley this fall, and we loved it. You know, I knew I would love the Hudson Valley because I had been there before, had lived there for 2 years, and I was really excited to share it with Paul. I think it is most beautiful in the fall. I think for me the highlight was probably celebrating Halloween in the Sleepy Hollow area. I loved the parade, I loved the storytellers' rendition of the legend of Sleepy Hollow, and I don't know, it just got me really into the festive Halloween mood. And I asked Paul what his favorite thing was, and he said Mohonk Mountain House, which was also a highlight for me. I absolutely love it there. The food was phenomenal, as I knew it would be. The scenery was gorgeous. The accommodations could not have been nicer. We loved our Airbnb and would highly recommend it to anyone who's looking for a place to stay in Rhinebeck. It would have been lovely to be able to spend even more time but life has to go on, so we came back to our normal day-to-day lives. We had to come back to our cat. Our kitty cat was boarding the whole time that we were away, and I know he was glad to have us back. He's sitting right next to me now, asleep under one of my sweaters. If you are looking for something to do in the fall around Halloween, definitely check out the Hudson Valley. It's a fabulous destination for fall and Halloween specifically. That is all for now. Thank you as always for watching, and I hope to see you again very soon in another video. Bye!